Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let me ask you a question. When someone pulls you into their chaos, who really wins? Is it the person who stays calm, composed, and in control? Or is it the one who reacts caught in the web of someone else's negativity? In life, there will always be people who test you, people who try to provoke you, challenge your boundaries, and drain your energy. And the truth is, their power over you only exists when you give them permission when you react. But here's the thing, silence is a response, a powerful, dignified response that speaks louder than any word ever could. Silence says, I value my peace more than your drama. I choose growth over conflict. I choose me over this. You see, reacting is easy, it's natural, it's human, but choosing not to react, that requires strength. It requires self-control. And it requires a deep understanding of who you are and what you stand for. When you cut someone off silently, you're not just walking away. You're reclaiming your energy, your time, and your focus. You're setting boundaries that say, this is my space and not everyone is welcome here. But let's be real, it's not always easy. It takes courage to let go of relationships that no longer serve you. It takes strength to choose silence over a sharp reply. And it takes wisdom to understand that not every battle is worth fighting. Here's the good news, every time you choose silence, you're choosing to rise above. You're choosing to grow. And in doing so, you're inspiring others to do the same. You're showing them that there's power in restraint, dignity in boundaries, and strength in walking away. So the next time someone tries to pull you into their storm, remember this, your reaction is their fuel. Don't give it to them. Cut them off not with anger, not with words, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth. Because silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's strength. And it's a declaration that your peace is non-negotiable. So today I challenge you to embrace the power of silence, to walk away from what doesn't serve you, to focus on your growth, your peace, and your journey, and most importantly, to protect your energy like the precious resource it is. Let your silence be your strength, let your growth be your answer, and let your peace be your priority. Silence has a profound weight, a gravity that words often fail to carry. When faced with toxicity or negativity, our instinct may be to defend ourselves, to explain, to counterattack with the same intensity. But in those moments, silence holds a power far greater than any spoken response. It creates a space, one that cannot be filled with arguments or misunderstandings. It is in this space that clarity emerges, for silence speaks volumes without uttering a single word. When you choose silence, you disrupt the cycle of negativity. Toxicity thrives on engagement, it feeds on reactions. A cruel comment, an accusatory remark, or revoking gesture, all of these seek one thing, your participation. By refusing to engage, by standing resolute in silence, you starve the negativity of its fuel. You rob it of the energy it needs to grow, leaving it to fizzle out under its own weight. Silence isn't passive, it's deliberate. It's a choice to rise above, to resist the pull of petty arguments and emotional outbursts. It's the understanding that not every accusation requires a defense and not every insult demands a reply. When you respond with silence, you show not only self-control, but also confidence in your truth, in your values, and in the fact that your worth does not depend on anyone else's validation. Moreover, silence shifts the power dynamic. In a moment of conflict, the one who remains calm and composed holds the upper hand. Words once spoken can be twisted, misunderstood, or regretted. Silence, however, is unassailable. It leaves no room for misinterpretation, no ammunition for further conflict. It is an impenetrable shield, a wall that cannot be breached. There's also a certain elegance in silence. It reflects wisdom and emotional maturity. It demonstrates that you are not swayed by the chaos around you, that you are grounded in your own peace. And in that stillness, you project strength, a quiet, commanding strength that speaks louder than any shouted retort ever could. Choosing silence is not about ignoring the problem or suppressing your emotions. It's about prioritizing your energy and peace. It's about recognizing that some battles are not worth fighting and that your attention is far too valuable to be wasted on negativity. Silence becomes a declaration not of surrender, but of sovereignty. It says, I am in control of myself and you will not disturb my inner balance. In a world where everyone seems to be shouting to be heard, the power of silence is often underestimated. But those who master it understand its true strength. Silence doesn't just respond to negativity, it transcends it. And in doing so, it paves the way for greater peace, clarity, and growth. Emotional control is one of the most profound demonstrations of inner strength. It is the ability to manage your reactions, especially when provoked or challenged, and it serves as a cornerstone of emotional balance. Choosing not to react, particularly in moments of frustration or conflict, is not a sign of weakness. It is a deliberate act of self-mastery, a decision to prioritize your peace over chaos. When someone tries to provoke you, the immediate impulse is often to react, whether defend yourself, prove a point, or retaliate. This knee-jerk reaction is rooted in emotion, driven by the heat of the moment. However, reacting impulsively often leads to regret, as words or actions taken without thought can escalate situations or cause harm. Emotional control, on the other hand, allows you to pause, reflect, and choose your response or decide not to respond at all. This deliberate choice shifts the power back into your hands. By mastering self-control, you refuse to let external circumstances dictate your internal state. Emotional control creates a barrier between you and the negativity that others may project. It is an act of protecting your energy, preserving your mental clarity, and refusing to give away your power to someone else's provocations. When you remain calm in the face of conflict, you demonstrate that you are in charge of your emotions, not a slave to them. This discipline is crucial for emotional balance. Reacting without control often amplifies stress and anxiety, pulling you into a cycle of heightened emotions that can spiral out of control. In contrast, choosing not to react gives you the space to process your emotions more constructively. It allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively, fostering a sense of stability within yourself. Emotional balance doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, it means channeling them in ways that serve your growth rather than undermining it. Self-control is also a powerful communicator. It sends a message to others that you are not easily swayed, that you are secure in yourself, and that you value your peace over momentary victories in arguments or disputes. This quiet confidence often disarms others, diffusing tensions and leading to more productive interactions. It can even inspire those around you to adopt a similar level of emotional maturity, creating a ripple effect of calm and understanding. Ultimately, emotional control is a form of self-respect. It means valuing your emotional well-being enough to not allow others to disrupt it. It is the understanding that while you cannot control how others behave, you can always control how you respond. This is the key to not only maintaining emotional balance, but also building resilience, fostering stronger relationships, and leading a more peaceful, intentional life. Energy is one of the most precious resources you possess. It fuels your thoughts, actions, and the way you navigate through life. Yet, it is also finite, and how you choose to invest it shapes your experiences, relationships, and overall well-being. Protecting your energy is not just a matter of self-care, it is a necessity for leading a purposeful and balanced life. Unnecessary reactions, especially to negativity or provocation, act as invisible drains, siphoning away this vital resource and leaving you depleted. Every reaction you have, whether fueled by anger, frustration, or even defensiveness, requires energy. It demands your focus, your emotional bandwidth, and your time. While some situations may warrant a thoughtful response, many do not. Reacting to every slight, every criticism, or every moment of conflict spreads your energy thin, leaving less of it for the things that truly matter, your goals, your passions, and your peace. Negativity is particularly draining because it often pulls you into a cycle of unproductive emotions. A reactive outburst might feel satisfying in the moment, but the aftermath, regret, rumination, or ongoing conflict can linger far longer, consuming more energy than you realize. By engaging, you inadvertently allow negativity to take up space in your mind and your heart, space that could be used for growth, creativity, and joy. Protecting your energy means recognizing that not every situation deserves your involvement. It's understanding that your energy is a currency and spending it wisely is essential. Just as you wouldn't squander your money on things of no value, you shouldn't squander your energy on interactions or people who drain you without contributing anything meaningful to your life. Choosing not to react doesn't mean you're indifferent or weak, it means you're discerning. It means you understand the value of your peace and are committed to preserving it. Walking away, letting go, or staying silent in the face of provocation are acts of self-respect. They are declarations that your energy is reserved for higher purposes, growth, connection, and the pursuit of what truly fulfills you. When you protect your energy, you also protect your ability to show up as your best self. You have more patience, focus, and emotional resilience to handle life's challenges. You can invest in relationships that uplift you, work that inspires you, and moments that bring you joy. By guarding against unnecessary drains, you create space for the things that enrich your life rather than deplete it. Ultimately, protecting your energy is an act of empowerment. It's a way of taking ownership of your inner world and refusing to let external chaos dictate your state of mind. In doing so, you preserve your vitality, maintain your balance, and ensure that your energy is spent on what truly matters, leaving you stronger, more focused, and deeply fulfilled. Setting boundaries is an essential act of self-respect and a cornerstone of personal growth. Boundaries define the limits of what you will accept in your relationships, your interactions, and your life as a whole. They are not walls meant to isolate you from others. Rather, they are guidelines that protect your energy, honor your values, and ensure that your needs are met. Maintaining healthy boundaries is how you create an environment in which you can thrive emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Boundaries help you communicate your limits clearly and assertively, which is crucial for building relationships based on mutual respect. When you set boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. You demonstrate what behaviors are acceptable and what will not be tolerated. This clarity not only fosters healthier connections, but also reduces misunderstandings and conflicts. It ensures that the relationships in your life are built on respect, not convenience or exploitation. Healthy boundaries are also vital for protecting your emotional and mental well-being. Without them, it's easy to become overextended, overwhelmed, or even resentful. Saying yes to everything, accommodating everyone's demands, or tolerating disrespectful behavior drains your energy and erodes your sense of self-worth. By setting limits, you prioritize your needs and give yourself permission to step back when something is no longer serving you. This act of self-care is not selfish, it is necessary for maintaining balance and preserving your peace. Boundaries also empower you to focus on personal growth. When you protect your time and energy, you create space for the things that truly matter, your goals, your passions, and your relationships with people who genuinely uplift and support you. Setting boundaries allows you to take ownership of your life, directing your energy toward what aligns with your values and aspirations. It's a way of saying, I deserve to invest in myself and my growth without guilt or apology. Maintaining boundaries requires consistency and courage. It's not always easy to enforce them, especially in situations where others may push back or attempt to overstep. However, standing firm in your boundaries is a powerful act of self-advocacy. It communicates to the world and to yourself that you value your well-being and will not compromise it for the sake of convenience or approval. Furthermore, boundaries help you build resilience and emotional strength. They give you the tools to navigate challenges and conflicts without losing sight of your worth. When you have clear boundaries, you are better equipped to handle difficult situations with grace and composure because you are grounded in your sense of self. In the end, setting and maintaining boundaries is about creating a life that reflects your values and priorities. It's about surrounding yourself with people and experiences that nurture you, not drain you. By defining and honoring your limits, you pave the way for deeper self-awareness, stronger relationships, and meaningful personal growth. Redefining relationships is one of the most powerful acts of self-liberation you can undertake. Not all relationships, no matter how long-standing or significant, are meant to stay in your life indefinitely. There are times when, despite the history or emotional connection, certain people can hinder your progress or disrupt your peace. Recognizing this and having the courage to cut ties or at least set significant boundaries is a vital step toward personal growth and emotional well-being. Sometimes people who once brought joy or meaning into our lives can become sources of negativity or stagnation. They may have outgrown their role in your journey, or perhaps their values no longer align with yours. Their behavior might become toxic, their influence draining, or their presence simply a reminder of past chapters that you need to move beyond. Continuing to invest time and energy into these relationships can keep you stuck in cycles that prevent you from reaching your full potential. Cutting ties with people who disrupt your peace doesn't mean you lack compassion or dismissing their importance. It means you recognize that you are responsible for creating the environment that supports your well-being and growth. When someone repeatedly undermines your confidence, undermines your values, or consistently brings chaos into your life, it is a reflection of their inability to respect your journey, not a reflection of your failure as a person. These relationships can create constant friction, leaving you emotionally drained and mentally exhausted. When you're constantly pulled in opposing directions, feeling the weight of others' expectations, or trying to appease someone who doesn't support your growth, you lose sight of your own path. In these cases, cutting ties is not about abandonment or running away. It's about making space for what truly matters, your peace, your dreams, and your progress. There's an immense strength that comes from letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. It requires a deep sense of self-awareness, knowing that you are worthy of healthy, nurturing connections. Recognizing that not every relationship will last, and that some people were only meant to be part of your journey for a season, can be incredibly freeing. This clarity allows you to release the guilt that often accompanies letting go. Cutting ties also allows you to redefine the space in your life. It creates room for new, healthier relationships to blossom, relationships with people who encourage you, challenge you in positive ways, and stand with you as you grow. It opens the door to individuals who resonate with the person you are becoming, not just the person you were. This shift in your social circle can lead to more meaningful and supportive connections that lift you up rather than weigh you down. At times, cutting ties may require setting boundaries, redefining expectations, or even walking away completely from a relationship. The decision can be painful, especially when there is history or emotional attachment involved. However, it's essential to understand that prioritizing your mental and emotional health is not selfish, it's necessary. By choosing to preserve your peace, you honor the commitment you've made to your own growth and well-being. Redefining relationships isn't just about severing ties with the toxic or draining people in your life. It's also about cultivating the right kind of relationships, those that inspire, empower, and enrich your life. It's about curating a circle of influence that challenges you to be the best version of yourself, one where you are both supported and held accountable, and one where your growth is celebrated, not stifled. In the end, cutting ties with people who hinder your progress or disrupt your peace isn't just about removing negativity, it's about making room for positivity, for opportunities, and for the kinds of connections that will push you forward into a future you can truly embrace. Letting go of negative influences requires a level of bravery that is often underestimated. It takes immense courage to step away from the familiar, especially when that familiarity has been shaped by people, environments, or situations that no longer serve your well-being. The courage to let go is not about weakness or giving up. It is about recognizing that your peace, growth, and happiness are worth more than staying in an unhealthy or unfulfilling place. It's a conscious decision to take control of your life and choose a path that is aligned with your values and aspirations, even when that path involves discomfort, uncertainty, or loss. The very act of letting go can be terrifying. It often requires facing the fear of the unknown. What will life look like without these influences? What will others think or say? Will you be alone, misunderstood, or judged for choosing a different direction? These are valid concerns that can make the decision to step away feel daunting. But true bravery doesn't lie in the absence of fear. It lies in acting despite it. When you have the courage to let go, you are choosing to trust in your own strength and resilience, knowing that leaving behind what holds you back will make room for something greater. The fear of letting go is also tied to attachment, the emotional bonds we form with people, habits, and circumstances, even when they are toxic or limiting. It can be incredibly hard to sever those ties, especially when you've invested time, energy, and emotion. Yet, holding on to what no longer serves you can prevent you from evolving, from stepping into the person you are meant to become. The courage to let go is the recognition that your growth requires freedom, the freedom to release what is weighing you down, even if it feels like a loss at the time. Letting go also involves confronting the reality that not every relationship or experience is meant to last forever. People change, circumstances evolve, and what once fit no longer does. The courage to walk away from these influences is rooted in the understanding that you deserve relationships and situations that nurture, support, and challenge you in positive ways. It's about accepting that part of your personal evolution may involve outgrowing people or environments that were once familiar or comfortable, but are no longer aligned with who you are becoming. There's an undeniable bravery in facing the discomfort of change. Letting go often feels like stepping into an emotional void in unknown territory where you are unsure of what lies ahead. It's easy to cling to what you know, even if it's unhealthy, because the uncertainty of what comes next can be overwhelming. Yet, real growth happens outside the comfort zone. By letting go of negative influences, you create space for new opportunities, new connections, and new versions of yourself that were once held back by fear or external limitations. Ultimately, the courage to let go is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that you have control over the influences you allow into your life. By choosing to distance yourself from negativity, you are asserting your worth, your peace, and your future. You are stepping into the person you are meant to be, unburdened by the weight of toxic influences. It's an act of self-respect, a testament to your resilience, and a declaration that your happiness is not negotiable. Letting go takes courage, but it is the first step toward a life that is truly yours to create. In life, there is always the temptation to engage in conflict, whether it's with others, circumstances, or even internal struggles. We are often drawn into battles that, in the grand scheme, don't contribute to our growth, but rather deplete our energy and distract us from what truly matters. The choice to focus on growth rather than conflict is an empowering one, because it shifts your energy from fighting unnecessary battles to building a better version of yourself. When we focus on conflict, we expend valuable time and energy on proving points, defending ourselves, or reacting to negativity. These battles can feel urgent and important in the moment, but in the end, they rarely move us closer to our goals or our desired state of being. Conflict consumes mental and emotional resources, leaving little room for creativity, progress, or clarity. Each moment spent fighting is a moment taken away from the pursuit of personal development, from investing in the things that elevate your life. Redirecting attention to growth means choosing to channel your energy into areas that will propel you forward, not backwards. It involves prioritizing your dreams, your health, your relationships, and your passions over engaging in trivial disputes or focusing on the shortcomings of others. Growth requires intention. It means focusing on the things that will improve your life, your skills, your mindset, your habits, and creating an environment where these can flourish. By doing so, you place less significance on the noise of external conflicts that try to pull you off course. The path of growth requires a shift in mindset. Instead of looking for validation or justification through conflict, you look inward, asking yourself, how can I become better? This perspective encourages self-reflection rather than self-defense, and it challenges you to rise above the distractions and setbacks. By cultivating self-awareness, you identify the areas in your life that need improvement and take proactive steps toward change. Growth comes from working on yourself, not fighting with others. When we focus on personal growth, we are constantly evolving, learning new things, refining our skills, and becoming more resilient. We stop looking for external reasons to feel validated and begin to trust in the progress we're making within. This change in focus also shifts our interactions with others. Instead of engaging in petty disagreements or competitive dynamics, we start to form connections with people who uplift and inspire us. We begin to seek support from others who are also committed to growth, rather than draining our energy by focusing on conflict. The pursuit of growth also creates an undeniable momentum. When you focus on improving yourself, whether that's through expanding your knowledge, owning your talents, or strengthening your emotional intelligence, you begin to experience progress. This forward motion becomes its own reward. As you climb higher, the things that once seemed like conflicts or obstacles lose their significance because you realize that they were never truly the focus of your life. The more you grow, the more your perspective shifts, allowing you to see challenges as opportunities for learning rather than as battles to fight. In the end, focusing on growth over conflict allows you to reclaim your power. It gives you the freedom to engage in life's most important work, becoming the best version of yourself. By choosing growth, you invest in your future and your well-being. And in doing so, you naturally distance yourself from the noise of unnecessary battles, becoming more aligned with your purpose, your values, and the life you want to create. Forgiveness is often seen as a process that requires reconciliation or some form of continued communication with the person who has wronged you. However, forgiveness does not always need to involve re-engagement or a return to the dynamics that caused harm. In fact, the most powerful form of forgiveness may be the kind that allows you to release the burden of resentment and pain, while still maintaining healthy boundaries that prevent further harm. Forgiving others without the need to reconcile or communicate further is an act of self-liberation that enables you to move forward without being tethered to the past. When you forgive someone without the need for continued engagement, you take back control of your own emotional well-being. It means that you are no longer letting the actions of others dictate your inner peace. Forgiveness in this sense is about freeing yourself from the weight of anger, hurt, and betrayal that may have been lingering within you. It allows you to heal, not for the benefit of the person who hurt you, but for your own mental and emotional health. By forgiving, you are making a conscious decision to release the hold that negative emotions have over you, reclaiming your power to choose peace over bitterness. The key to this kind of forgiveness is understanding that it doesn't require the other person to change or even acknowledge their wrongs. The act of forgiving someone without engaging with them further does not mean you are excusing their behavior or minimizing the hurt they caused. It simply means you are choosing to let go of the need for validation or closure from them. You recognize that their actions are a reflection of them, not of you, and that carrying resentment only continues the cycle of pain. Letting go of that anger is not about giving the other person a pass. It's about setting yourself free from the ongoing emotional attachment to the past. Reconciliation in many cases is not possible, nor is it always healthy to seek. Some people may never apologize, never understand the impact of their actions, or be willing to engage in meaningful dialogue. Reconciliation can also reopen wounds or reintroduce toxic dynamics that you've worked hard to escape. By forgiving without the need for further engagement, you are protecting yourself from the possibility of re-injury. You are choosing peace, not the unhealthy dynamics that once existed, and ensuring that you are not giving any more of your time or energy to a relationship that doesn't contribute to your well-being. This kind of forgiveness allows you to take the high road, not out of obligation, but out of a desire for your own emotional freedom. It enables you to release attachment to the past and stop allowing someone else's behavior to determine your mood, actions, or future. The act of forgiveness becomes a gift you give to yourself, enabling you to move forward unencumbered by the past. It also creates space for new, healthier relationships to form, because you are no longer carrying the emotional baggage of old wounds or unresolved conflicts. Furthermore, forgiving without engaging allows you to maintain your dignity and self-respect. It is not about lowering your standards or accepting poor behavior. It's about recognizing that you don't need anyone's approval to heal. Your forgiveness is not contingent upon the other person's acknowledgement. It is a declaration that you are in charge of your healing process and that you have the strength to move forward, regardless of whether the other person ever changes or even realizes the harm they caused. Ultimately, forgiveness without engagement is an act of emotional maturity and wisdom. It allows you to create the space to grow, to nurture yourself, and to create the life you deserve. By choosing to forgive without needing to reconcile or communicate further, you let go of the past, make room for the future, and reclaim your peace free from the need for approval or closure from anyone but yourself. Silence, in many ways, is one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal. It is not simply the absence of words or noise. It is a conscious choice to withhold unnecessary engagement, to refrain from reacting impulsively, and to create a space where one's thoughts and emotions are fully respected. In the context of self-respect, silence becomes an act of empowerment, intentional decision to honor your worth and protect your inner peace. When we choose silence, we are not surrendering our voice or our agency. Quite the opposite, we are asserting control over when, how, and to whom we direct our energy. In moments of conflict or negativity, silence can be a deliberate, powerful response. It is a refusal to engage in battles that do not align with your values, a decision to withhold your energy from interactions that will only drain or diminish you. By remaining silent, you send a message that your peace is sacred and you will not allow anyone to disrupt it with unnecessary noise or chaos. In this way, silence is an act of self-respect. It is a boundary you set for yourself, protecting your energy and your emotional well-being. Responding to negativity with silence is not weakness, but strength. It shows that you are unwilling to compromise your integrity or your sense of self by lowering yourself to the level of conflict, bitterness, or provocation. Silence, in this sense, becomes a shield, a way to safeguard your peace and maintain your dignity, regardless of external circumstances. Moreover, silence can be a reflection of emotional intelligence. It demonstrates the ability to pause, assess, and respond with intention rather than reacting impulsively out of anger, frustration, or pride. By choosing silence over hasty words, you exercise restraint, showing that you are in control of your emotions and not subject to the whims of external stimuli. It shows maturity, understanding that not every situation deserves a response and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply observe, reflect, and decide whether a response is even necessary. In situations where others may attempt to provoke you, silence allows you to avoid contributing to unnecessary drama or conflict. It removes the fuel from a fire that may have otherwise burned out of control. By withholding your words, you prevent the situation from escalating, and instead you allow yourself to remain grounded in your own sense of clarity and strength. In doing so, you maintain control over the narrative of your life, choosing when and where to engage, and protecting your energy from being depleted by forces outside of your control. Silence also invites introspection and self-awareness. It creates space for you to reconnect with yourself, to evaluate your thoughts and emotions without external interference. In a world that often pushes us to speak, react, and assert ourselves at every turn, choosing silence can be a profound act of honoring your inner world. It is a reminder that your thoughts and feelings deserve space and respect before being shared with the world. When you embrace silence, you affirm your worth not by seeking validation from others, but by trusting in your own inner voice and judgment. In relationships, silence can be a form of communication that transcends words. When we withhold unnecessary speech, we communicate boundaries and self-respect. We show others that we value our peace, and we set the tone for how we wish to be treated. Silence teaches others how to respect us without us having to explicitly tell them. It serves as a reminder that we are not obligated to engage in every conversation, explain every decision, or justify every action. We are allowed to be selective in our interactions, preserving our energy for those people and situations that truly align with our values. Ultimately, silence is a tool of empowerment because it places the power back in your hands. It allows you to take control over the way you engage with the world, giving you the freedom to choose when to speak and when to remain still. By practicing silence as a form of self-respect, you communicate to yourself and to others that your peace, your energy, and your well-being are non-negotiable. It's an act of deep inner strength, a testament to your commitment to protect your own sense of self and to navigate the world with intention, wisdom, and clarity. There is a quiet power in restraint that often goes unnoticed, but its impact is profound. Leading by example in restraint and dignity is one of the most powerful ways to inspire others. In a world where reactions are often impulsive and emotions are worn on sleeves, choosing to respond with calm, grace, and measured restraint stands out. It demonstrates that true strength is not always about reacting quickly or asserting dominance, but about maintaining control over one's emotions, actions, and words, regardless of the circumstances. When you choose restraint, you are not only preserving your own dignity, but you are also setting a standard for how others can navigate the world in moments of tension or conflict, where many may feel compelled to speak their mind or lash out. Your example of restraint offers an alternative, a way of responding that is grounded in self-control, respect, and thoughtfulness. This example can be incredibly powerful, especially for those who are still learning how to handle their emotions or deal with challenges. By watching you, they can see that it is possible to face adversity with composure, to handle criticism or negativity without stooping to the level of those who may try to provoke you. Leading through restraint shows that you don't have to engage in every battle, respond to every insult, or meet negativity with negativity. In fact, often the best way to disarm a situation is to simply not engage with it. By refusing to react impulsively, you demonstrate emotional intelligence and a deep sense of self-respect. This act of restraint doesn't just benefit you, it serves as a model for those around you, showing them that strength is found not in overwhelming others, but in mastering oneself. Restraint also teaches others the importance of listening before speaking. It models patience and thoughtfulness, encouraging others to reflect on their responses before they act. People who may be quick to speak or react in emotionally charged situations will notice the calm in your demeanor and may begin to ask themselves, what can I learn from this? It is a subtle form of leadership that has the power to create ripples of change, influencing how those around you handle their own struggles, frustrations, and relationships. Moreover, restraint shows that there is dignity in silence. It teaches that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. By choosing to hold back, you communicate that your worth is not dependent on every moment of attention or every conversation. You create space for others to step forward, to express themselves, and understand that their voices matter. In doing so, you lift others up without diminishing yourself. This form of leadership, rooted in quiet confidence, creates a ripple effect that encourages others to embrace the same values of dignity, restraint, and thoughtfulness. When others see you maintain composure in difficult situations, they begin to understand that true leadership doesn't come from loud gestures or dramatic actions. It comes from the ability to navigate through life with a clear sense of purpose and an unwavering commitment to your principles. They may be inspired to adopt similar practices in their own lives, learning to respond to criticism, conflict, or adversity with calm reflection instead of knee-jerk reactions. Restraint also fosters respect both for oneself and for others. By showing dignity in how you carry yourself, especially when provoked, you teach others the importance of respecting not only themselves but also the people around them. In a culture that often values immediacy and quick responses, your ability to pause, reflect, and then act with purpose is a powerful lesson in how to maintain integrity even in challenging circumstances. Ultimately, inspiring others through restraint isn't about perfection or suppressing one's emotions. It's about modeling self-mastery, emotional awareness, and a commitment to living in alignment with one's values. It's about showing that leadership isn't always about control over others, it's about control over oneself. When you choose restraint, you create an environment where others feel safe to practice the same, knowing that they too can be strong without always needing to respond or react. By leading with restraint and dignity, you not only elevate yourself, but you also inspire others to rise to their highest potential. In a world that constantly encourages us to react, to speak louder, to fight harder, the true strength lies in the power of silence, restraint, and self-respect. By choosing not to engage in unnecessary battles, by mastering our emotions instead of reacting impulsively, we claim our peace and protect our energy. When we lead by example, when we choose dignity over drama, calm over chaos, we inspire others to do the same. We create a ripple effect that transforms not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. The courage to let go of negativity, to set boundaries, and to rise above toxicity is the mark of true empowerment. And by doing so, we elevate ourselves and those around us, building a future where growth, respect, and inner peace take precedence over conflict. So remember, choose silence when necessary, choose growth over engagement, and let your example be the beacon that guides others toward their highest potential. Your peace is invaluable, and the strength you exhibit in preserving it will inspire others to protect theirs as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.